to the 36th Hayley-Roxanna Crafts quick cross stitch video, where I share information, hints and tips on one area of cross stitch in a short video. In this video, I am focusing on how to do a loop start. There are a number of ways to start your thread when cross stitching or doing any hand embroidery. But a popular method, especially if you are trying to avoid using knots, is the loop start. There is one caveat to using loop starts though, and that is that it can only be used when stitching with an even number of strands. So 2, 4 or 6. As most cross stitching is done with 2 strands, I will demonstrate the method for when you are stitching with 2 strands, but you should be able to apply the same method to stitching with 4 or 6 strands. If using the loop start, you want to start with a length of thread twice as long as you want to stitch with. If you normally stitch with a length 18 inches or 45 centimetres long, then you will need to cut a length 36 inches or 90 centimetres long, for example. For demonstration purposes though, I will be using a slightly shorter length of thread. So this is the thread I'm going to be using. You then need to separate out one strand if you want to be stitching with 2 strand thickness. So I can just take one strand, get hold of it, out. And then the rest can just be put to one side for later. You then need to bring both ends of your thread together, like so, and thread them through the eye of your needle. Just as normal, but it leaves you with like a loop at the other end. And then you can start stitching. Put your needle through the hole where you want to make your first cross, your first stitch. Bring it up, but you want to make sure you leave the end of the thread dangling. You don't want to pull that all the way through. Okay. And then take your needle down to make that first half cross. And as you pull it through, you just want to make sure that you catch this loop with your needle, like so, and then carry on pulling it through. And then that just secures your thread. And then you can carry on stitching as normal. If you want to use the loop start when needing to stitch with 4 strands, you would start with 2 strands. And if you are stitching with 6 strands, you would need to start with 3 strands and fold them over to make the 6. If you have any questions about loop starts, please pop them in the comments. In the next quick cross stitch video, I will demonstrate the sew over start.